but you don't need to be able to recreate that. These you don't need to memorize, you need to recognize. This I am going to have you memorize or commit to learning, but it's very intuitive, so it should make sense. Okay, alright, and then I suppose before we do...
Why is it P?
It's a great question. I don't know the answer to it. Like, why is this distance called P and not J?
No, but why isn't it if X is greater than or equal to 0, then it will why does it matter on P instead of like X?
Because if you think about it, P is the distance, right? So if P is positive, it's going to move in a positive direction. If P is negative, it's going to move in a negative direction. P is a distance. It's an amount of space. So if your value is negative, you're either down or left.
Distance?
Well, you can't. It's in the direction. It's in the direction.
Mr. Sayer?
Yes.
Do you have a worksheet?
Yes, you do. It's a worksheet. So you won't need to look. All right. One more word of wisdom, and then I promise we'll start with the example. The last word of wisdom is this. Okay. The non-squared variable will be the hugged axis. That is not a universal math term. That is something that I made up that I thought would help you guys sort of visualize what's going on here. But like if you go ask Mr. Belleville, hi Mr. Belleville, if you go ask him, what is this hug? He's going to look at you probably like you're crazy. This is not like a worldly accepted term. This is just something that I'm doing that I hope will help you know where it's pointing.
So we shouldn't go up to college and ask the professor?
Yeah, which one is hugged? No, I wouldn't. Okay, so I know that this is really tough in the abstract sense without any numbers. So let's jump right in. So, par example. So again, no graphing today, just the characteristics. So as an example, find the EO
P.
So far we've had EOLs and EOCs. Find
Is that
the
a
equation.
universal math term?
Definitely not. Find the equation of a
For so many
parabola
years, I get confused.
with focus
The equations of parabolas are
at 2, 0, okay, and vertex at 0, 0. Okay? Okay.
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, we haven't done anything yet.
So what's everyone doing?
What do you...
writing it down.
Oh, they're just writing it down.
Oh.
Okay, so find the equation of parabola that has a focus at that with a vertex at that. Okay, well obviously we're centered at the source. Yes. What?
I didn't get P.
Well, the P, remember, is always the distance from the vertex to the focus.
So it's fine.
Right. So what?
You have to find the distance.
But we should be able to do that by looking at it, hopefully. We actually don't really want to graph this. We sort of want to think about it. Where is the focus? Is it in the x position or the y position? It's in the x position, right? This just comes in the form x comma y, right? Focus is always going to be on the axis who is hugged, right? It's always, sometimes you might hear it called the dominant axis or like the major axis, but it's always on the axis that's getting hugged. Okay, so since it's in the x position, right, this is x, we're going to use the x equals formula, right? So the result is x equals 1 over 4p. But what is the p value? It's got to be 2, right? We don't even really care what this looks like, right? We just know that the distance from 0, 0 to 2, 0 has to be 2 units long. So if the formula is 1 over 4p, it's 1 over 4 times 2
Times 2 squared.
y squared.
2 y squared.
Right? So this is just going to simplify to x equals 1/8 of y. How am I finding what? I mean, if you think about this, guys, what's happening here? I mean, I don't want you to worry about the graph, but if this isn't clear, think about it. The vertex is at 0, 0. What axis is the focus on?
X.
It's on the x-axis because its name is 2, 0. So the focus point, or focal point, is here. Remember, guys, that the parabola always eats the focus. It's always in its stomach. So you know that it can't go this way, because then it's not eating the focus. You know it's going to be something like that, right? Another reason that we know that is because the p-value is positive. So this is going to open to the right. So the question, guys, is how far in orange here, vertex to focus, how far is it from 0 to 2? Well, it's 2 units. So 4p is 8. So it's 1/8 lot.
And this is harder than the others.
These aren't terrible when they're centered at the origin, but they're not always going to be.
But these are
But the
even not centered at the
parabolas,
origin. Is
no
it harder
matter-
than the others?
This is still the hardest.
No
Go ahead.
matter where it is, it's always eating the focus.
Yes, always.
Okay.
If it's opening up, it's going to be on the inside of its curve. If it's opening down, it's going to be somewhere down here.
So whatever has the number, like whatever position has the number is loved, so it's going to be hugged.
Yes, whichever position the focus point is contained in will be the dominant or the hugging axis.
Hugged is much better.
Okay, number 2. Let's find another EOP. Find the equation